In part 2 of this tutorial, I want to take this completed or at least compounded clip for my stop motion project, and I want to add some audio to it. There's a few things you can do when adding audio to your projects. The first is to go in and to pull some audio offline. So YouTube's a common place. In this case, I got Billy Joel's Piano Man. And if I want to pull audio from YouTube, pretty simple process of copying the URL, and in a separate tab, if you open YouTube to MP3 converter, there's a bunch of these. I just find that the first hit here, this YouTube to MP3, has worked for us in the past. We can change the URL out, paste in the URL from the page that you're wishing to steal the audio from. And in this case, it'll just be the audio. You can also do YouTube to MP4, and the MP4 file contains the video as well, and it'll just pull the video off that page. But in this case, YouTube to MP3, copy and paste it in here. We can click convert, and we can pull down this audio file. Creates a quick download. The download's popping in here to my Chrome window. It's actually already downloaded. And I can put this on my desktop, or actually anywhere I want to maintain that file. It would have been in my downloads folder otherwise. So that's one way. You can do that with sound effects, anything that's available on YouTube or that you can come across on YouTube. Tons of audio there that you can pull down. And once you get into Final Cut, one thing I like to do is to make sure it's imported into my library. In your case, it'll pull it to the 302 drive. So if I can find that audio file. What did I title it? Sorry about that. Oh, it's Billy Joel's Piano Man, not Piano Man. So on my desktop, hopefully I can find that. Yep, Billy Joel's Piano Man. I can import this, and it'll be treated just like any of your other media. This was placed right at the top, and you can see the audio waveform. It's just an audio file. Same thing will happen if you were to download a gunshot or some other sound effect. The same thing would happen. You'd be able to import it, and you just see the audio file there. An additional way, and for stop motions, I find a lot of people having a lot of fun doing it this way, is to record your own audio. Currently, I'm recording using a USB Snowball microphone. So it's a really high quality microphone that plugs conveniently into your USB. I have several of them you can borrow. And if you're going to lay down your own audio track, you're going to record your own voice, one thing you can do is to come in and view. Thought it was under view. Oh, it's under window, sorry. And we can go to record voiceover. So under window, record voiceover. And it'll open up this separate audio window. And you can see here, my voice is bouncing as a result of the audio coming in. If you've plugged in the microphone earlier, you'll notice that the Blue Snowball microphone is probably already set up. If this is the first time you've used it and you just plugged the microphone in, you'll need to make sure that the Blue Snowball is selected. Otherwise, you're using a much lower quality microphone, probably 2 feet away from your mouth, and you're going to pick up a lot of room noise and other sounds that you're not ideally after. So if you use a microphone, this is about 6 inches in front of my mouth. I have it set up to stereo audio. So as I turn my head left and right, the audio channel will vary slightly. So currently set to 2-channel audio. There's some check boxes here. You can determine whether or not you like all of them. The countdown to record is one that I particularly like, so I'll show you how this works. And it's going to be a little bit awkward making some sound effects for these markers to slide across the table, but what I can do is watch my video play and record a voiceover. Counts me down. And that's probably a little loud and obnoxious right now. If we add some other background audio, it makes it a little less uncomfortable. We can also then come in and take this audio file that gets laid down right onto our project, and we can bring up its levels. We can drop it a little bit, make it a little more subtle. And we can also trim its ends just like we would a video clip. So that way it starts exactly where we want it to, and the audio plays in our project. All right, we can give it some reasonable, a little bit of background audio, something that makes it feel less sterile by providing some audio, and it just makes it a whole lot more interesting. And I also find that it ends up a lot of fun for students in class, especially if they get something that really sticks or works. These are the two ways I would recommend you find your audio and incorporate audio into your stop motion project. You can lay a whole bunch of these voiceover audios wherever throughout the project. If there's dialogue, you can add dialogue. You can also pile in different audio sources. So the Billy Joel as well could now be a bit of background. I think there's just piano music at the beginning. And this could be the very opening of a song or a little small portion that I decided to later cut off. If I hit Shift Z here, I can bring this way down. Whoops. And I can just steal that very opening portion of piano. And actually, I don't want that to fade out so soon. There's also this little slider button at the very end of your audio waveform that you can grab and use it to fade out your audio at the end. Probably a little abrupt, but again, things that you can tweak a little bit with the audio to make it feel a little more complete.